Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first webinar we are holding for the year 2025. This is on Lean White Belt, and it's more about Six Sigma, continuous improvement, process improvement, and a bit more. We are happy to have you all here in this webinar. I will just take a few minutes to talk about CoreTech, after which we will invite our presenter for today's session, Michael Chawe. So just a bit about CoreTech. Our agenda is right here. We'll be looking at a bit about CoreTech. We will look at some of the solutions we offer. We will look at some of our business partners, corporate clients, how to contact us. Then we'll zoom into the Lean presentation. So I will not spend much time on talking about CoreTech. It will be very brief so that we can have more time for the actual presentation and then the Q&A sessions as well. Okay, so let's talk a bit about CoreTech. CoreTech was founded in 2011. Today we have a number of individuals who are working with us as consultants, as facilitators, and we are happy to be providing solutions across different sectors, including telecom, providing IT solutions in the pharmaceutical, banking, and financial industries. Our mission is to ensure that we exceed our clients' expectation, where we provide quality training, cutting-edge technology, products and services, timely and superior technical support for our clients, and top-notch customer service. Now, what do we look forward to in the future? We want to become a dedicated, sustainable, competitive, customer-oriented, profitable, and reliable organization, delivering exceptional value to our clients, including all of you here who are joining this webinar as well. Now, these are just a few of the services that we provide currently. We provide consulting in IT and telecom. We also provide training in agile adoption and transformation, as well as helping organizations to embrace agility and to transform in an agile manner. We have training on stress management. So if you have a team that is stressed and needs to learn how to manage the stress, yes, we provide such training as well. Data analytics, and very soon we'll be having another webinar on data analytics. We have solutions in the web and mobile applications that we provide to our clients. We mentor and coach individuals so that they can also become relevant in the industry, lead in their organizations, and also provide services that will benefit society. When it comes to certification training, that is globally accepted certifications. We have Agile certification, we have risk management certification, we have business analysis certification, that's the PBA. Then flagship certification globally is the PMP, with its CAPM for those who have limited experience in project management. So these are just a few of the solutions that we provide our clients. And going forward, these are just some of the business partners that we have provided solutions to. We have PMI Ghana. We partnered with PMI Ghana from 2019 all the way to 2023. We have Ghana Communication Technology University, which used to be GTUC, Catholic University. And in Rwanda, we have IREC that we work with. We have IPMC Ghana, we have provided training for. In Tanzania, we have HEBO. We provide business analysis training. We've also given them training on Agile, and we partner with them to train their clients, corporate clients, and individual clients as well. In Zimbabwe, we have a Touch PMO that we are in touch with as partners. And in Cameroon, we have Promet Consulting. So these are just some of our business. Then here we have our satisfied corporate clients, organizations that we have worked with. We've provided training or some kind of solution. EFT Corporation, Fidelity Bank, Supertech Limited, Niche Cocoa, IBS, Pulse Ghana, Biobab Africa, and then GTI. For GTI, we provide them with mobile and web solutions for agricultural traceability systems. Now, how do you contact us? These are just our contact information. You can use the email there, connect@coretechagile.com. So you may have received the information from this email to join this webinar. Our website is here, and other channels will be shared on our chat box. So in the chat box, you can have our channels on Facebook, on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. You have all those as well there. So that's just a brief about us. We now want to go into the meat of our engagement today, which happens to be the Lean White Belt presentation. And we have in our midst our facilitator or our presenter, Michael Chawe. Now, who is Michael Chawe? Well, I'm going to give you a bit about him. So Michael Chawe is a customer experience specialist. He is a design thinking practitioner, LSSGB certified and LSBB certified. He is actually a certified customer experience specialist and design thinking practitioner with expertise in process improvement and customer-centric strategies. Now, backed by certifications in Lean Six Sigma, Green Belt, and Black Belt, he excels in driving innovation and operational efficiency. Now, he has a BA in primary education and MBA in human resource management. He combines the educational foundation with a passion for creating meaningful customer experiences and fostering organizational growth. Now, what are his core skills? Customer strategy, experience strategy, design thinking, process optimization, and HR development. Friends, participants, please welcome Michael Chawe as he takes over for me to do the presentation at this point.
All right, thank you, Emmanuel, and welcome, team. So as indicated by Emmanuel, we will be going through Lean Six Sigma fundamentals. Please let me know if my screen is visible at your end.
Yes, your screen is visible, and if you can increase your volume a bit, that'll be fine.
Okay, is it okay?
Better. Nice one, thank you.
All right, okay. Right, so the question is, what is Lean Six Sigma? All right, so basically this presentation will provide a basic overview of what Lean Six Sigma principles are, as well as the tools, some of the tools needed for you to be able to execute Lean Six Sigma. And please note, this is for beginners. So Lean Six Sigma, it's two, different aspects of the work, that has been put together. There is the lean bit, and then there is the Six Sigma bit. The lean bit basically looks at eliminating waste and maximizing value within the process. Six Sigma, on the other hand, looks at reducing defects within a process and improving the process to a near perfect outcome. Lean Six Sigma has different parameters to it. We call it the DMAIC. The DMAIC, the D stands for define, the M stands for measure, the A stands for analyze, the I stands for improve, and the C stands for control. So whenever you have a problem, the first thing to do is to clearly identify and define what the problem is. That is the only way you can understand what is expected of you. So you define, you identify the problem, and you define, the problem. The next thing will be for you to go on the ground. So the thing about Six Sigma is that you can sit in the comfort of your office and execute it. And it's also a project that you cannot do it alone. You will need a cross-functional team to be able to do that, depending on what the issues are. So in measuring, you need to go to, like we say, you need to go to the shop floor where the production is done. So if it is customer service, in my case, it's banking. So if it's a banking hall experience that is not going very well, you need to go to the banking hall itself and then, collect data. After you've collected the data, you need to identify what the problem is, and you can do that by conducting a root cause analysis. In most cases, what we do is that when we identify the problem, we think, oh, that is it. Unfortunately, what you have identified is only a symptom of what the problem is. And so for you to be able to identify the problem, you need to conduct a root cause analysis. It's just like, you have a tree, you have the upper part and then you have the roots. You cannot use the upper part of the tree to describe, the tree itself. There is something beneath that holds the tree. So if you want to stop the tree from growing, you need to attack it from the root, sorry. Once you identify the root cause to the problem, now you develop what we call a countermeasure or a solution to it. You fix the issue, you run it over time, what we call, you experiment with the solution to see if it's working. Because there are times you identify the root cause, you come up with a solution, but you may have erred, identifying the root cause. The solution may not apply. So once you experiment with a solution, if it works, you want to now make it known to everybody, and then continuously, how do you call it? Continuously improve on the problem, on the solution that you've been able to identify. If the solution doesn't work, then you need to go back to the root cause and find out where you got it wrong. Once you have the solution, you need to have something in place to make sure that the problem doesn't rear its head again. And that is what we call the control. So that is what DMAIC is. Now, you remember we said Lean Six Sigma. All right. So in looking at the lean bit of it, there are certain things we consider as waste. We do not have everything here, but I mean, if you don't mind, you can write it. So we have what we call team wood or team woods. So some of the waste within a process could be transportation. It could also be inventory. Inventory here means that, you have more, in terms of production than what is required. Then we have process. Sorry, Emmanuel, looks like somebody's mic is on.
Please proceed. I've muted the person. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Then we have motion. Motion here means that there's too much movement. In resolving or serving a customer, for example, we move around in order to be able to solve the problem. So motion in this case is a waste for the customer. And let me define what a waste is. A waste is, or a non-value add, is something that doesn't bring value to the customer, so the customer is not willing to pay for it. So take note, we've talked about transportation, we've talked about inventory, we've talked about motion. Then we also have um, over processing. So you've done it, but it's like you've gone to the banking hall, you've been ID'd, and you have your Ghana card, but you're being asked, other layers of questions. Then we also have the defects and then the skills and all that. So all these things put together, you know, basically adds up to waste within the process. And this is what customers do not like. And it also impacts negatively on our business. All right. So in looking at the principles, we have the value, which basically focuses on activities that add value to the customer, as I indicated. And this is what customers are willing to pay for. Then we have the value stream, which looks at, the map. It's like a process, the value process, looking at the entire end to end of the process that enables us to be able to deliver on the customer request. Then we also have the flow, which basically optimizes material and information from one end to another. Then we have the pool, which looks at what we need to produce as and when the customer requires. So in some jurisdiction we call it just in time. So you don't overproduce in order to incur cost. And then we also have perfection, as I indicated previously. Even though you've identified the problem, you've come up with a root cause to the problem, you've come up with a solution to the problem, you don't go to sleep. You need to continuously review, the process and the solution you've applied. If it continues to work, that's good. If at the point, if it changes, then you need to also change, the solution. One of the tools we use in enhancing lean is what we call the 5S. The 5S. The S are five, and so that is why we call it 5S. So we have sort, we have set in order, we have shine, we have standardize, we have sustain. Sort means that you remove unnecessary items from the workspace. And we can apply this in every aspect of our lives, whether at home, in the office, in IT, everything, manufacturing. So the first S is sort, remove unnecessary items from the workspace. Then we have set in order, organize remaining items for easy access and visibility. Then we have shine, clean and maintain the workplace. We have standardize, establish procedures for maintaining the workspace, and sustain, maintain the 5S principles over time. Right. So for those of you, just to give you an example, who have gone to Toyota Ghana, you find out that it's a very neat environment. You don't see things being put, everything is well organized, and that's it. They operate on the basis of 5S. All right. Okay. So another tool is the value stream mapping. The value stream mapping, as we indicated, we're looking at end to end. What is the value within the process, for the customer? The ones that do not add value, we like to identify them and take them out. So first thing is to identify the customer and their requirement. And one of the things you can do to identify the requirement is to conduct something we call a critical to quality analysis based on data that you have. Once you're done, you map the entire process from beginning to end, identifying where you have pain points for the customer. Then you analyze the process for waste and efficiency. You develop improvements and eliminate the waste within the process. Once you do this, you're good to go. Sorry, a moment. Once you do this, you're good to go, and your process becomes extremely lean, very efficient. And that is what our customers want. Another tool that is required or that can be used to enhance Lean and Six Sigma is Kaizen. And so you can see that for all the things we're talking, they they follow in a particular sequence, and they are not too different, from each other. With Kaizen, for example, you identify what the problem is, you continuously seek to improve. So I've identified the problem, I have defined the problem, I have taken the problem through a sequence which has enabled me to identify the issues, and then I identify the root cause to the issue. I apply countermeasures to the issue. All right. So same with Kaizen, continuously seek out areas for improvement, brainstorm on the solutions, implement changes, evaluate the results. So you don't go to sleep because, oh, I've developed a fix, for the problem. Now let's look at, the Six Sigma itself and what the benefits are. Six Sigma basically, as I indicated, is a highly effective management tool which seeks to reduce defects within a process or within a production. And the allowable is 3.4 defects per million. What it means is that if you take a setup, 1 million, you allowed, 3.4 um, defects per 1 million, right? I think we've spoken about this, so I would skip this particular side in terms of the methodology, right? Right. So in measuring Six Sigma, we have what we call, you measure the process capability, and you can do that by using what we call the CP and CPK. The CP measures the process potential. And please take note, the key word here is potential to meet specification. Whereas the CPK measures the process actual performance. You would require some calculation to be able to, um, um, lead calculation that will lead you to be able to identify which, aspect of it is a CPK and which aspect of it is a CP. But there are tools that you can use to identify at what level, your process capability is. Then, in determining your root cause, as I indicated, you identify your problem, you explore the potential causes of the problem, you do a deep dive, to identify what the issues are in terms of the problem, and then you come up with a fix for the problem. So in developing the solutions, you pilot test the solution. If it doesn't work, as I indicated, you go back to the root cause, look at the root cause again, and then, identify what might have gone wrong. Come back and then, get a fix. And to remind you once again, this is not something that you can sit in the comfort of your office and do, or a single person can sit and do. You need a cross-functional team to be able to do it. And once the pilot test works, it's time to implement and share what has been learned with, everybody. All right. So basically, Six Sigma, Lean Six Sigma, as I indicated, enables us to, one, enhance a process, two, that is the lean bit, and then two, the Sigma bit, reduce defects. And it helps, our bottom line as a business. It helps us to make our customers happy. And once you have, the root cause and you have the solution, it's always very important that you sustain it, and you can sustain it by regularly monitoring the process to ensure that the improvements you have put in place are working. And you do this by using data to identify any emerging issues and make adjustments as needed. Let's remember this, that in order for us to be able to achieve the sustainability, and that's what I have always suggested, when you are done with a project, you need to put a team together to continuously monitor in order to sustain the improvement that we've been able to come up with. So basically, this is the intro to Lean Six Sigma White Belt. Emmanuel, back to you.
Thank you very much, Michael. We really appreciate the time you've spent with us, providing us information on Lean Six Sigma. Great. Michael did not inform you about the tools that are available that we provide training in. So I'm going to share the screen, and you would see some of the tools that you can use in improving processes, improving products, improving services. We have the PDCA cycle, the fishbone analysis, 5 whys, fault tree analysis, Pareto analysis, quality function deployment, FMEA, SIPOC. We have time and motion study, A3 methodologies, 8D problem-solving methodologies, 5W2H control charts are there. We have the OEE, waste analysis, interrelationship diagram, how analysis, value stream maps, product family matrix, and 5S. So these are tools that are available to go in depth in helping organizations to improve quality, to improve their processes, to improve their products and services. And we would love to bundle some of these tools for our participants in the future. If you want to go deep into any of these tools, we'll be glad to provide you practical training, maybe you and your team, on how to be able to do some of these things. It may take a few hours, it may take a day to run a number of them. So we are making them available to you so you know how your organization and your team can become lean and improve their processes as much as possible. But to continue at this point, we want to open the floor for questions, and we want to hear from you. You may want to use the raise hand tool, and then you may be called on to ask your question on what we have provided. It's just an overview to whet your appetite into seeking areas of improvement in your team and in your organization. So yeah, the floor is open for questionings. We would love to hear from you. If you also have a question you want to put on the chat box, feel free to put your question on the chat box, and we'll be very glad to pick it up for you. Michael will be able to answer that for you as well. Anyone to start? Okay, so assuming Michael wants to give you a free training on a tool, which tool will you pick out of the 20 or so that I have listed? Imagine Michael wants to give you a free training on one of the tools. Maybe you want to go back. Let me go back quickly. Yes, so you can see a number of them here. Which of the tools would you like to have a free practical training on? Which of them? Okay, I see a chat there. Okay, so Fifi says value stream mapping and fishbone. Okay, so that's quite interesting. Value stream mapping and fishbone. Okay, that's good. What about you? Anita, which one would you want to go for?
I think I would like to learn more about the 8D problem solving.
Okay. 8D. Okay. Okay, Caleb also says control chart. Sounds good. We have KK, Kevin, fishbone, Cypok. Okay, so, okay, so use Visio for the process flow chart. That's fine. So fishbone, Cypok is good. Okay, so you will see the popular ones amongst the list that we receive, and then we'll be able to arrange for such a tool to be explained much more in a practical way. Okay, so we have only about 5. So far it's, let me see how many submissions made.
I have a question.
Okay. That's coming from, let me just see. Sorry, I didn't see the name. Can you?
So this is Michael.
Michael. Okay, yeah, Michael. Yeah, Michael. Michael, please go ahead.
All right. Thank you for that insightful overview on the Lean Six Sigma. Now, my question is, as a banker, how do I apply this methodology or principle in my day-to-day work? And then number two, as someone who has interest in project management, how do I apply this? What specific areas or phases in project management can I apply this so that I can deliver value on my projects, especially in terms of cost, because now money is hard to come by. I want to reduce waste in terms of my expenses on my projects. What should I do and how do I come by? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michael. Interestingly, the questioner and the one to answer are both Michaels. So, Michael Chawe, please go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So my question to you, Michael, is, and we will respond to the project first. What is the first thing you want to achieve in a project? Reduce waste, right? Hello, Michael.
Yeah, to deliver value to my client. But
Yes.
as a project manager, whilst doing the project to deliver that value, I want to reduce waste so that I do not spend so much
Exactly.
in achieving that value I want to deliver to the client.
Very good. So in reducing waste, I would want to look at the team woods. First, I would also want to use a tool like the failure mode effect analysis to make sure that anything that could fail within, the process, I am able to quickly take care of it even before it happens. And also using the failure mode effect analysis, it gives me an opportunity to build some scenario metrics into the project that I am delivering. Emmanuel will tell you that in doing Lean Six Sigma, especially at the green belt and at the black belt, we also do project management. All right. One of the things you want to do is to enhance quality in the project that you want to undertake. And so developing incorporating root cause analysis into it after you've been able to define a problem or identify a problem is also very critical. So there is no clear cut, what tools you can use, but you can use, the tools as and when, it becomes necessary. But on top of my head, I would want to use the value adds bit. I want to use the FMEA tool. I would want to use a PDP, is it PDC? Forgotten the name, but it enables you to identify, it gives you a structure that enables you to identify what the risk could be, within the project that you are executing. So the next question, as a banker, how would you know which tools to use? Once again, it also depends, what the problem is. The problem determines what tool to use. It doesn't come by default. So I just give you an example. If you're a banker and you work in the IT department and there is a problem, one of the tools you can use to identify, because IT is a complex area. You would, for example, want to use a tool like the 5 whys and the 5 why. Sorry, so let's say the fault tree analysis and or the 5 whys. I don't know if I've been able to answer your question, Michael.
Sure,
Hello, Mike.
sure, you have. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you
Just
so
to
much.
Just to
Thank
add a bit to it, I think Michael Chawe did mention initially defining the problem. And I think projects are embarked on to either provide a solution to a problem or to provide a solution that takes advantage of an opportunity. So at that stage where you are looking at a project as a project manager, what problem are you going to solve with this project? It's very key, right? Michael.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Exactly. So you need to know what problem it's solving or what opportunity it is going to take advantage of very clearly. Now, why is this important? So that you know the size of the solution. The problem should be defined properly. The opportunity should be defined properly so that we know the right size of solution to embark on. Now, just imagine you have a small size problem and you go in for a bigger size solution. That means you're wasting money. Is that not the case, Michael? So knowing the problem and finding the right size, the right fit solution can also help you to reduce waste. I don't know if it makes sense to you. You are delivering value at the same time reducing waste, in the sense that you will not go in for something that is too big for the solution or for the problem, or too small, because if it is too small, then what will happen is that the project will finish, but it wouldn't have been able to solve the problem that exists. So you will have to spend again to do another project to top up what has been done to cater to the solution, which will be duplication of efforts as well as waste of money. Does that make sense? Somebody?
Definitely. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yes. So understanding some of these quality improvement tools, especially the DMAIC that he mentioned, can be really applied in project management to a very large extent. Okay. So we have another question here.
Emmanuel.
Yes, Michael, you want to ask
I
me?
just also wanted to add that, one of the tools that comes in handy under project management would also be the 5W2H. And Michael, you can read on it. The 5W2H can be used as a problem-solving tool, and it can also be used as a project tool. All right. Okay, Emmanuel, back to you, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you. So we have a question from Makiva. Please, which of the tools is ideal for a church setting? Which of the tools is ideal for a church setting? So Michael, please, you can.
All the tools are ideal for a church setting. Okay. You would have to tell me what the problem is to be able to tell you what tools you can apply. But a church is a community. Some people run churches as businesses. And so every tool you see here can be used. For example, the SIPOC. If you're looking at your process, enhancing your process, you could use the SIPOC. All right. If there is a problem in the church, you could use five whys. You can also use the fishbone, depending on the complex nature of the problem. You can also use time and motion study to identify time value map analysis to identify some of the areas where as a church you waste time on, and then help streamline the way you go about your work within the church environment. So every tool here can be used anywhere. I don't know if I've been able to answer her question.
Hello, Makiva. Would you want to maybe make your question a bit more specific?
Yes, thank you, Emmanuel. Please, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Please go ahead.
Yes, so I was thinking about a church where there is a problem of high membership sort of attrition, like movement. They come in 1 month, 2 months, you see them leave, they don't stay, and that. So probably an ideal tool that can be used to identify what is making them not stay, and probably how to make them stay.
Okay, so I can use the 5 whys in this regard. So the thing about these tools is that you need to separate your emotions, your personal feelings, from the way it works. If you don't separate your personal biases, then you will not get the right solution. Okay, so and you need to back them with data. So as you indicated, a church where people come in 1 month, 2 months, you'd want to ask questions. Why? So you have the top event, then you ask, why are people leaving the church? And you have to be honest as possible. So you indicate it, and then whatever response you come up with, you ask another why. You come up with a response, you ask another why. Until you get to the 5th one, or to maximum 7. Have I been able to answer your question, please?
Yes, you have. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much, Michael, for providing that clarity there. So we just heard about church. It could be any other area of our lives as well, right? Perhaps
Yes,
improving
Emmanuel. Yeah, it
relationships.
could be anything. Yeah,
Improving relationships, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and you have to be honest with yourself.
I see.
Yeah.
You have to delineate emotions from it. Okay. Another question has come in here. Please, is data a requirement for working with all the quality improvement tools? Is data a
big
requirement?
yes.
Okay.
Even I will let you finish. A big yes. You can operate in a vacuum. You need data. Yes, please. Emmanuel, sorry to barge in, but
No, it's fine.
yeah, a
It's
big
fine.
yes. Yeah.
Yes. So Fifi, then it means that, Michael, if you have less quality data, then it means your decision making may also be a bit faulty. Does it make sense?
Yes. Yes. If your data is not very good, poor data, it would impact on the decisions you're able to come up with. That's why I said that, when you're done with the root cause analysis and you've brainstormed to come up with the solutions, first thing you need to do is to pilot. You don't just go ahead and implement it. You pilot the solution to see if it would work. If it would work, if it works, now you need to standardize it and then, spread it. If it doesn't work, you need to go back to the drawing table. You need to look at the root cause again and then come back.
Nice one. Thank you so much for that answer. So we have just about 10 minutes to complete our session. If you have additional questions, kindly put it on the chat box, or you may want to show by raise of hand, and you will get the opportunity to ask your question, please. Okay. We'll just give a few more seconds. Okay, I see another message there. Yeah, Fifi, can you please, you want to speak up? You can please speak up.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah. So I know that you mentioned something about QFD, that's quality function deployment. I know it has something to do with something we call House of Quality. You shed a little light on the linkage between quality function deployment and the House of Quality.
Same. It is the same.
It's the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so Isaac is asking, will this recording be shared? Yes, we would share this recording with all those who registered for the session, and they can enjoy watching it again. So by and large, I think we are done with the session for today, and we would want to take a few closing remarks, and then we can wrap up our session for today. So this is just one of the many webinars we plan to have in the course of the year. Like I mentioned, the next one will be on data analytics, which is somewhere next 2 weeks or next 3 weeks. It will be shared with all of you who registered. And if you are also interested, you can join that session as well. We have an ongoing PMP training. It started last week, and it is continuing until somewhere in March to complete. So we provide the project management training for individuals and corporates. The next one will be somewhere second quarter, that is between April and June of the year. We would also share the flyer and those who are interested who can also join. But like I mentioned earlier, we also have risk management training, agile training, and business analysis training. If your organization is interested in any of these, we will be very glad to come in and assist in providing capacity building for your organization. And if you have individuals who also are interested, we'll be glad to provide training in any of these areas. And if you have a number of people that you want to come together for a session, a training, a number of people, like a group of 5, once we're able to form a group of 5, we can arrange a training for you and perhaps reduce the cost for you. And also the one who leads such an initiative will be given about 50% of the cost as a discounted cost for the individual. So we have a flexible approach. We also provide something for those who are able to make referrals for our trainings. So we look forward to having you in our next webinar, which will be free as well. But if you are interested in having practical training in any of the tools that we have shown you to improve services, products, and processes, please don't hesitate to get in touch, and we will be able to provide you the proper training in that at a very small fee. So don't be scared. If you want to master any of the tools, we will be glad to assist in that regard. Now, for those who are PMI certification holders, you can report this as one PDU because it's just 1 hour. You can report it on the website, pmi.org. When you log in on your dashboard, you can go to where you can add a report on your certification, whether it's PMP, RMP, ACP, or any other PMI certification. So this is where we end our session. Once again, thank you so much. But Michael, any final words before we close?
So just want to say that, for every problem we decide to tackle, let's tackle it from a scientific point of view. That is the only way we can enhance the projects we are undertaking, make our customers extremely excited to be doing business with us. So that's what I want to add, Emmanuel.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Great. And also, there's a short survey at the end of the session. Please kindly help us with the survey so that we can improve subsequent engagements with our participants as well. So please, it's just 3 questions, very few questions. Only 3 questions or 3 points that you are supposed to provide feedback on. So we would love to hear from you. And I have shared our Facebook link. You can follow us on Facebook, and you can also search for CoreTech on YouTube and on Instagram and LinkedIn as well. So thank you all very much. And depending on where you find yourself, enjoy your evening, enjoy your day, enjoy your morning. Bye for now.